And welcome to another episode of What's the Crack with my mate Dino, and it's the man himself. G'day mate, how are you?
How are you, Mickey? Not too bad yourself.
Good. Busy week again in the world of watches, and following on from the last episode, we knew it was going to happen, we predicted it was going to happen, and the Mr. Jones, Christopher Ward collaboration sold out.
Yeah, shock.
Yes, absolutely. Now, I went looking today and recommended retail 2,800. It's already selling for 4.5. We said this before, did a video on it. We all know this. The scalpers probably all get in there and going, thank you very much. It's the way of the world, isn't it?
Mate, I'm the one selling it, so if you wouldn't mind, cough up and buy it. I need some money.
I'll give you a case of beer and a bag of potatoes, right?
I mean, and that's disgraceful.
Also, I mentioned in the last episode, and I recorded it today, he was a lovely fellow. I had my interview with Kentaro Yoshida, who designed my Seiko 5 watch, the Sun and Moon watch. Lovely fella. Interesting story about how it came about, the collaboration, working with Seiko, which number watch they sent him, which wasn't what I expected, and what he might be doing in the future. That's coming up on an upcoming video. But yeah, as I say, to have your name on a watch and to work with a company like Seiko, I thought was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. Should be a fun interview.
And on the same note, I got an email this week, and Adam from Far and Swit is going to be coming on to join us on What's the Crack when they release the mixtape Volume 2, which we already know is going to be the orange and teal versions. Absolutely looking forward to that. I think they're an absolute winner, and yet again, something to look forward to later this year when we have an exclusive with them.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I think I'm the only one amongst all of us that doesn't have a Far and Swit now,
Yes.
So I want my watch.
Yeah, I know. I think there's 6 of us in the group that have one. I have
You
the whole
all have
set
them
now.
Yes. Yeah. I'm disgusted. I wasn't invited into that one.
Now, you wanted to talk today. You sent me one and a watch which absolutely fascinated me. A monster of a watch, a hockey puck flying saucer of a watch. It's the Timex 1995 reissue. Beautiful. What did you like about that?
Yeah, look, I think it's always the thing when you're looking at them in pictures. The watch looks fantastic. I mean, if you look, you'll put a picture up of it. It looks really cool. It sounds huge. It could be like a Seiko. You know, you've got those big Seikos that have a very small lug to lug. So it could be like that, but at 46 mils, that's huge. I mean, 38 mils is starting to get edgy on my watch, on my wrist, sorry. So I don't know, that might be a bit big. But what a cool looking watch, really nice dial. Has a slide rule in there, 100 meters depth as well. And then you have the Indiglo, which I've never had one. Seen the pictures, it's actually got a dedicated button to it and all, so 90s. I would love to get my hands on it. As I say, I probably couldn't. I'd need to put 2 wrists together for it. But what a cool watch. It
is a monster. And if you don't know this, you probably do. It was the watch made famous by John F. Kennedy Jr., who wore it with a suit. Lovely watch, really sporty, became instantly trendy. And I think this one's going to sell out. The price, brilliant. $249 or $199 US. What a bargain, that watch.
What do you do? I mean, as I say, we could make this the weekly Timex catch up, you know, but because they just constantly bring out, like, it seems to be every time I open my phone now, there's another Timex.
Yeah.
It's a cracker. These are getting a bit big, but what a cracking watch! Look at the price. They're not trying to gouge us. They're not saying, oh, this is limited to 100 watches. They're bringing out a really nice watch, a reissue, good price. What more do you want?
Yeah, we said this last time. Timex are absolutely, whatever they're on, I want some, because they are getting it right. Their watches, the price point, the release, even the $1 one. I know a few people like Blake weren't too happy with that, but they just seem to have got it right. Their marketing department needs a bonus, because they're just on a roll at the moment, and they can do no wrong.
Top notch.
Yeah,
top notch.
The next watch she sent me, yet again, I don't know why you're getting into these really big ones at the moment for your wrist. I mean, mate, your muscles, you're going to have to build them up. Another 44 mil. Well, this other one was 46. This is a 44 mil. Beautiful watch, though. It was the Timex Harborside Coast. What did you like about that?
Look, again, this is my phone. My phone's going, hey, you like Timexes. So it keeps flogging them at me. But again, look at this watch. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
You're looking at it in pictures. So look, 44 mil is probably borderline the max I could do.
Yeah.
Especially on a diver watch where your bezel is taking away a bit of the dance, so it's not too bad. But you know, I know you're looking at a different version, but for me, the blue dial is magnificent. Look at that there, especially in the pictures. You're looking at that blue dial.
I'll put it up here. It's beautiful.
Absolutely.
That way.
Just amazing. And you know, just an amazing looking watch. Quartz, 100 meters again. Even cheaper than the last one we're talking about.
Yeah. 140 US and just 220 Australian for a watch that looks like Rolex. It even has the Rolex green, as you can see here, the green straight out of Wimbledon. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant watch. Looks classy, you can wear it anywhere for that price. I mean, I think I'm going to put it on my list today because it's a brilliant watch. And as I say, Timex can do no wrong. Our poor mate Blake, I saw a picture of him today in a doorway with loads of watches on down Poverty Street. He must be doing his nut because every Timex you get, you want to have. So sorry, Blake, I'll bring you some food a bit later, mate. Mate, they're just on a roll, aren't they?
It's ridiculous. I was going to say, I just feel for Blake because this man wants every Timex out there. And that's not possible because there's about 600,000 Timexes out at the moment. So fair play to him. He tries to keep up. But man, he has picked a good company. And I know he gets all giddy whenever we say this, but it's right. Yeah. Look at them. They're fantastic. They're knocking out great watches left, right, and centre. And they're keeping the prices perfect, which is probably hard for him. If they put the prices up a bit, he might say, right, too much. But these are all achievable.
Well, shout out to Timex. But we also wanted to do on this channel a sort of shout out and a showcase of, I guess, lesser known watch brands, some of which are making some fantastic watches. And you wanted to start off with, maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong, but I think we both say it the same way, Beauderry.
Yeah, I go with Beauderry because I'm Irish. You got to put dairy in there, but some people might say Beauderry, but yeah, I go Beauderry. Look, you know, I've got a couple of them. I think I came across them on email. In my email, I got a super early bird on this one here. This is their Voyager, which is not their first watch that they brought out, but the first one I think that they've really taken off with. They went titanium on it. I got it for 60 US, delivered to my door, but I think it was 102 Australian. Wow. On this strap. Now, I like bracelets on my watches, but even the strap is fantastic. It's signed. It's a signed strap. Titanium, as I said. Sapphire. This one has the Miyota movement in it. It's the first one that they released. I think Miyota 8215 probably. They then have since changed it to the MH35, I guess. But cracking watch, and look at the price. Honestly, you cannot buy a better watch at that price. You can't. I don't have a better watch in my collection at that price. Like, absolutely superb. Yeah. Close with that. Then they brought out, I've wanted the GMT because I do like to travel. This has got the Seiko, new Seiko GMT movement in there. All titanium again. This one comes on the bracelet. I was going to mention to you, by the way, I have bought the bracelet for this and I want to save everyone money. Don't bother. As you can see, it's back on the strap. The strap is much better. Yeah. The bracelet, it's titanium. It's not so good. This one's better, but still not great. But what a cracking watch. This one I got delivered to Australia for about $200 in an early bird sale. Can't beat it. They're a fantastic little company. They've got so many watches there at the moment. They've got the new one, the Landmaster, which I was pointing out to you. I know you like your yellow watches, so they've got a really nice yellow dial with a yellow strap.
I'm trying to say I like yellow.
You do, just a tad. And look, it's a cracking watch. Looking, I haven't got it yet. I mean, I've got to be careful. Like, I don't want to push it too much. And then I was telling you earlier, they have a dress watch that they've brought out. This is their brand new one. It's got a Chinese automatic movement in the back, coming in for about 170 US dollars. Looks great. So, I mean, what a company. And I think it's really important for people that, swim in our waters. This is the prices that we pay. We're getting some really nice watches at fantastic prices. Why not highlight them? Put it out there. Let people know they're there. Maybe you do know about them and you haven't researched them, so I can give you a background. I've got two. They're fantastic.
I absolutely have my eye on one of them. This one over here, which is only $135. Teal. Love it. 38mm Voyager. On my list, and I will have that before the end of the year. So don't you say I don't know anything about it.
No, maybe people don't know about them or haven't researched them. That's what I was going to say. If you haven't researched them, you've seen them out there. I can attest. Fantastic. Go for it. Buy them.
Yeah, absolutely. No, they make some really beautiful watches. Ones that aren't yellow, which is great. So no, I'm definitely going to have one of those before the end of the year. And we wanted to finish today with, some G-Shock socks. And you sent me this, and I can tell you right now, one or two people were fooled by it. Socks made out of titanium, so when you're doing all the kung fu and you're kicking up, you can flick the bullets away and everything. Great one, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see something similar. What was your take on these?
Look, it's been a busy week at work, right? So when I saw the pictures, I sent you the pictures. I was like, hey, look, G-Shock socks. Look a bit uncomfortable. But I did not read and see what they were made of. So I sent it off, and it was literally only a few days later, things had calmed down at work, and I thought, what's the crack with those socks? So back at that look, I was like, oh, it was April Fools. It was April the 1st. I didn't realise. So I went and put my hands up. Kind of caught out because I wasn't reading the story and looking into it. But why wouldn't they do it? Surely, if they did not with that material, but if you make normal socks, people are buying them.
Absolutely. Well, that ends it for today. I know there's a lot happening this week. I've got a few watches that are going to be arriving in the post. We will talk about some of them. We're also going to talk about watch straps. And then later on, we're going to do a whole episode on buying watches from Japan. You got this outstanding Tag, which I've mentioned before, for an absolute steal. I mean, cheaper than, you can get some micro brands for. Brilliant. And we're actually going to look at a little more in depth so people can, if they want to buy a watch down that way and get themselves a luxury watch at a very reasonable price, we shall do that.
Yeah, look, happy just to point out that it is none of it's sponsored, by the way. It's purely my research. Yeah. If I've benefited from it, I'd just like to put it out there for all the people you can maybe benefit too. You might find it useful.
Absolutely. Okay, well, that's it for today. Thank you so much, Dino. I shall speak to you next week. Viewers, please like, subscribe and share. And we will see you next week. Until the next time.
Here we go.